Protect my Achilles, cause they tryna kill me, but I never been so alive, yeah.
Do you remember the viral song It's Hard on My Sleeve? And this one was AI vocals for Drake and The Weeknd. What's now happened is that this song is potentially up for Grammy nomination. So it's actually been submitted for Grammy consideration. And according to the Recording Academy, it could win. So, guys, we talk about what's going on with AI, entertainment news, music, all the things. Make sure you are subscribed to our newsletter at topmusicattorney.com/newsletter. But anyway, as it relates to the creator of this, the creator is Ghostwriter, and I don't know if he expected this to just kind of do what it did, but yeah, things are popping off. So as I understand it, the song's actually been taken down. Universal caught wind of this and they're like, oh no, no can do. So they started filing their DMCA takedown notices. It's gone, which is actually the problem when it comes to whether Ghostwriter could win a Grammy. So we'll talk about that. But what do you think about this?
We cover AI so much on this channel, especially in regards to different artists and music and movies and film and stuff. We see all these strikes and stuff happening. This is the beginning because it has been accepted for consideration. This is a whole new wave. I mean, this song was a good job. I mean, this AI technology is just going to be keep getting better and better.
Yeah. So let's clarify what this is. As far as
Hmm.
we're not just talking about like this kid went in and AI just generated the song. My
No.
understanding is that Ghostwriter actually created the instrumental bed. He wrote the
The
lyrics, but
lyrics,
then
yeah,
he had AI
mimic the voices.
do to actually just mimic the voices. So he otherwise came up with all the creative elements in this. Okay. And that's why the Grammys is potentially considering this because they go, well, even though we're using AI as a tool, as a creative tool, which is my feeling on it, but if you're using AI as a creative tool, then the original creative elements by a human, which
Right,
is Ghostwriter
right.
in this situation, he should be entitled to reap the rewards of his creativity.
It was submitted for best rap song and song of the year, both of which go to the writer of the song, not the performer. So that's kind of where the eligibility, as far as why it would still work in tangent with that. But then you were mentioning that the kind of like loophole or something because it was taken down. As far as there being like kind of a technicality of why they might not get in is because it was taken down and it's still not available for sale.
Yeah, and specifically, the Grammys require that the song that's up for a potential Grammy is commercially available. Okay, so
Mhm.
that could mean that you have a CD available in a brick and mortar, so like a physical location, or that your music's on streaming platforms. The song is no longer on streaming platforms. So he could, potentially be excluded just for that reason. But like the fact that it got this far, I mean,
And it's getting support from the Recording Academy CEO. So like that's like he's saying, yeah, we're gonna let it in and we'll see what happens. But this is just the beginning. That just gave the go ahead. Ghostwriter has said that he's already met with just different tech people in AI, and he's working with just because he's gotten a lot of attention. So now AI companies and stuff, I guess, have been reaching out to him and finding ways to do the next projects and stuff. And then of course he has this new song Whiplash where he used Travis Scott and 21 Savage's voice, and these songs are pretty good. At the end of the day, like, it is the writing of the song, whether it's catchy or not, or whether it's not. Right now it's just AI is just mimicking the voices, but as we've discussed on this channel, I have a problem with it. So, but technology is getting crazy. There's a new plugin for producers that can use that create AI harmonies now for your vocals that I was looking
right.
into. The new Isotope, I think it's the new Nectar 4, has this new background harmonies things where it uses AI to intelligently create backing harmonies, and you pick different voice styles that you want to use, like different models of which the voices were done after. And we're just going to see more and more of this as it becomes convenient, time saving, and money saving.
Yeah, okay, but just to throw this out there on the and guys, we'll play you snippets of both of the songs that we're talking about. Just give it a sec. But my general feeling on this is so what? Okay, the big deal Here for Drake, The Weeknd, is that their name and likeness, all the things
Right.
are being used without their permission. So they should be pissed. They didn't give
Absolutely.
permission for that. So they should, if anyone's coming after this kid, it should be that. As far as just being like, oh my gosh, this is the end of music, whatever, I still feel like AI is just a tool. AI is no different than the reverb you're going to put on songs or the distortion that you're going to put on songs. It is a tool to enhance creativity. So in this case, it's a perfect example of someone who came up with a great beat and great melodies and great lyrics. And then he used a tool that, of course, is infringing other people's rights, setting that aside from just a general creativity. So what if he was to win, right?
I don't know. I think there's the response that I've been kind of seeing online is just some of the articles. I mean, take that for what it is, social media. But people are definitely upset about it, just the fact that it's even being considered. But I think that, I kind of agree that it is a tool, and the way that AI is being integrated into just different tools for musicians and different, like, it's going to be a point where everything that you have, and just in technology, everything is going to have an AI component to it. There's going to be a point in your life in the next few years where it's going to be unavoidable. Like, your phone is going to have new AI capabilities. Everything is going to have new AI capabilities, because that's the new thing. It's like imagine when Wi-Fi just got kind of activated and stuff, for your phones or your devices. Now all devices want to connect to Wi-Fi or a Bluetooth or something like that. AI is just going to be integrated, but nonetheless, I still find it kind of off-putting, but
To nobody at all's question, so if AI is using voices, doesn't mean the artist will they be able to use the song and perform it live? Great question. The answer is no.
No. Yeah, I was going to say no.
Because so we're saying, like, when it comes to publicity rights, the right for someone to use your voice, okay, you as The Weeknd or Drake are the only people who can consent to it. And then if someone makes a song using that and violating your rights, well, that doesn't give you the right to then violate their rights in their copyright of the stuff they actually own. And another example I like to use this is when models do photo shoots.
Yeah.
The photographer, unless there's an agreement that says otherwise, the photographer owns the pictures. But the photographer doesn't just get to use the pictures however he wants, because he's using someone else's likeness. Conversely, the model can't just go and use the pictures because she's like, I'm in it. That's me. So a great question, but no, the answer is
What do you think about AI in a way? Because I'm always trying to just like think about it and try to see the other side. I tend to have knee-jerk reactions to things in life, and so what if AI? I mean, I'm going to compare it to another kind of illegal or another illegal thing. But what if AI is kind of like the mixtape? You know what I mean? Where, rappers are rapping over people's kind of just beats that they've already had, and so they can get their name out there. It's kind of like a tool for them, or they'll steal, verses from other artists and they'll put it over their beats just so they can use it as a tool to show their production, and stuff like that. An example, like, this is what it, because, like, I can't sing, I can't do anything. I don't have an artist in my area that are good, because let's face it, a lot of artists in your neighborhood are not very good. And, to get that professional to really showcase your talent, maybe that's why artists do remixes, bootleg remixes. And this is just another way for a bootleg remix, but it just feels a little bit different when it's, being monetized in a way, or then being for a Grammy. Like,
that's interesting. Okay, so the way I'm interpreting what you're saying is, like, what if I'm a producer, I don't have access to artists, and so not only am I using AI to be my artist, to represent my production, help me promote my services, but maybe it becomes trendy, right, to use popular voices in the same kind of way that when people are sampling, right, and they're doing mashups and mixes and things like that, they're not supposed to be doing that. That's copyright infringement. But it also is just like the way that people do things, and a lot of times they never get caught, they never get sued, nothing happens. So maybe it ends up becoming popular for producers to do this, because it just lets people hear their production with a voice that other people like. Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
and it's stepping the game up from a mixtape because they're actually writing the vocal melodies, they're actually writing the lyrics. They're not just
Right.
taking something, they're showing that they're actual songwriters.
Right.
Or, if they're using it for a tool, like maybe they wanted to pitch a song to The Weeknd and they weren't releasing it publicly, but they were doing it for their purposes. Go like, dude, this is what you would sound like. Now let's get you in the studio and record it for real. I could see it being a great tool for producers and that aspects. And there's always been kind of crude versions of this. I know there's like some like K-pop style vocalists that back in the day for years ago that you could use as AI, but they're real kind of crude voice modeling kind of things. They're not as good as they are now. But just I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe it's just a matter of perception and how people in the industry and artists are looking at it. If they're looking at it as like a mixtape, an authorized remix, as opposed to I'm trying to release a song. But I think by giving a path to a Grammy and credibility to it, I think that kind of opens a lot more dangerous doors. Like they're gonna have to come up with a new category where like it's more of just focus on songwriting. Like they're not going to just beat out the song of the year that was actually written, sold.
No, I think it just would be stupid for the Grammy to acknowledge something that was created in violation of other people's rights.
Absolutely.
That's where I would advise them. Now, with that all being said, let's listen to these creations. Let's start with the Heart on My Sleeve, Drake.
This is the one that's been submitted.
The Weeknd. This is the one that's up for a Grammy. So the cover art here is Ghostwriter. Looking great as always. So let's see.
I came in with my ex like Selena, the flex, bumping Justin Bieber, the fever and left, she know what she need, all I need, all she blessed, giving me my best, yeah. I got my heart on my sleeve with a knife in my back, what's with that, 21, I love him, that my brother, that's where slack, Metro made the beat, so you know that it's gon' slap, yeah, it's gon' slap,
Alright, that's cool. Let's see.
She on my nerves. She think that I need her. Kick her to the
Is that supposed to be The Weeknd?
All I know is you could have had the world. Had the world. Yeah, you were my world. Got these girls on my neck. Got these girls
that sounds like it.
Selena, baby, on my Gina, baby, yeah. She thinking my Lambo for a drive. It's on the fancy door. And she white out the store. I got my heart on my sleeve with the city on my back. No pep. Say she from Toronto, but give her.
He needs, now that he's had success with this, I hope that he's looking at pitching it to other artists who will just buy it. Right, and so they do their own versions.
Yeah, no, I mean that's actually pretty smart. But I was just saying, like, it's just what a great pitching tool. And I mean, the song is good. If they went in there and did it themselves, that song would have been. I mean, it already was huge as it was. I wonder if the smart, I guess you don't want to encourage it, because imagine going into that meeting with, like Drake or The Weeknd and stuff as ghostwriter, and you have this sheet on your head or whatever, and you're going in there with your little, and you're talking about, hey guys, like, let's cut a deal. And then they just get them.
Well, that's what he's trying to do. So on the next one, I'm going to play for you. This is new. So again, AI generated, Travis Scott, 21 Savage. This is Whiplash.
Another banger.
And Ghostwriter said, he goes, look, there's a desire, people are like freaking out about this, so he's like trying to tag the artist, and he goes, DM me, let me know if you're cool with this. If you want to do an official release, let me know. If you want me to take it down, I will. Anyway, so that's what he said.
He doesn't want any problem. He said respect either way, don't want no problems. So I think that's a good kind of, at least kind of way of doing it, because I'm sure these artists are used to getting their stuff, remixed and mashed up and just done everything unauthorized. It's just a little different when they reach such heights as these songs reach.
They waiting outside. They flooding the gates, I'm flooding the wrist. Like, no, I ain't got it. Stormy and Scott. It used to like when he got my brothers with me. We lighting the city on fire. Protect my Achilles, cause they tryna kill me, but I never been so alive. Yeah. Whiplash, we get. So loud. Whiplash.
I like this one a lot.
We get. Oh no.
I just like that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
that boy good.
He's good. I mean, he's a good writer. He's obviously a good writer. So, I mean, either way, I can only imagine how many people since have just been reaching out to him to try to work with him. And he's just like, why do I need you, man? I got AI.
Well, I'll say what, Ghostwriter, if you need help with figuring out how to navigate all this, give me a call. I don't know. I'm interested. Maybe I'll see what I can do to help.